Hi friends, welcome you all. In the previous lecture, we have discussed the meaning of mutual fund, formal definitions of mutual funds, and today's in this lecture we are going to discuss the types of mutual funds. In the last lecture, with the meaning of mutual fund, we have also discussed the evolution of mutual fund in the world and in India. With reference to that, we have discussed the different phases of mutual fund sector development in India. The first phase was from the 1964 with the establishment of UTI to 1987. Second phase was entry of public sector funds from 1987 to 1993, and we have seen the how spectacular growth happened in this period. In the third phase, we have seen entry of private sector fund from 1993 to 2003. In the fourth phase started from February 2003 into 3 to at present. So we have seen all discussed all these phases of mutual fund sector development, evolution of mutual fund in this period. So today we are going to see or discuss the types of mutual funds, different type of mutual funds or schemes of mutual funds. Before that, let us discuss why do people buy mutual funds, why people attracted towards this investment vehicle, or why people buy mutual funds. The mutual funds are a popular choice among investors because they generally offer the following features. What are the following features? Professional management means in your small investment amount, you get professional fund manager from the asset management company. Means your small amount of investment gets highly professional manager to invest your small amount, because mutual fund as a concept you got it now. The mutual fund is the collection of small investment to investment in a bulky amount by asset management company. So professional management touch get to your investment. The next is diversifications. So what is diversifications? Not putting all investment in one security. That is the investment is not only in one security but in various types of securities or in a diversified sectors. So diversification is there. In your smaller amount you cannot diversify your investment that much at a optimum level, but yeah, through mutual fund you can diversify your small amount through all other investment of the investors like you. Then third feature is affordability. Most mutual funds set a relatively lower level of amount for initial investment and subsequent purchases. Affordability means you can buy a small units of mutual funds and you get professional management, diversification, and all others benefits through the mutual fund investment. Next feature is liquidity. Mutual funds investors can easily redeem their shares or unit. We called it unit at any time for current net asset value. That is, we called it NAV, net asset value, plus any redemption fees. So mutual funds are very liquid, means your investment you can convert easily into cash and as per your need. So liquidity is there. Let us discuss now what are the why are there different kinds of mutual fund schemes. Why mutual funds offer different kind of mutual fund or schemes. So here we have mentioned mutual fund seeks to mobilize money from all possible investors. So there are different type of investors are there. So the motive or the investment objectives are different according to different investors. So to mobilize money or mobilize investment or to collect investment from all possible investors, mutual funds have different types of schemes or types of mutual funds. Next is various investors have different investment preferences and needs. So some investors prefer highly risky investment, some prefer relatively secure investment. So the preferences and investment objectives are different according to different investors. So there are different kind of mutual funds. In order to accommodate these preferences, mutual fund mobilize different pools of money. Each such pool of money is called a mutual fund scheme. So each every different pool of money mean different type of announcement or different type of scheme, different kind of mutual fund called different schemes. So every scheme has a pre-announced investment objectives. They announce with the scheme that we have these objectives. We are going to invest in equity market. We are going to invest in government securities or both, or we are going to invest in mid cap, small cap, in top 100 companies, in share market, like that. So objectives are different according to different schemes. So they announce it pre uh, with the announcement of scheme. Investor invest in a mutual fund scheme whose investment objective reflect their own need and preferences. So investor invest according to their preferences and what are the investment objectives. Suppose one investor want to invest in securely returns and not going to prefer risk. So he or she can choose debt market or the secure fund scheme which is available there. So now let us discuss what are the types of mutual fund schemes or funds. So mutual funds we can classify it in various ways depending on their structure, their nature, and investment sector where they make investment. First is open-ended fund, or that is open-ended fund. Open-ended funds are open for investor to enter or exit at any time, even after the NFO. NFO means new fund offer. So like IPO, there is a new fund offer. When a mutual fund sells in it at the first time, it is called NFO, new fund offers. So these open-ended funds are open for investor to enter or exit at any time, even after NFO. When existing investors acquire additional units or new investors acquire units from the open-ended scheme, it is called a sale transaction. It happened at sale price, which is linked to the NAV. NAV means net asset value. When investor choose to return any of their units to the scheme and get back their equivalent value in terms of unit, it is called a repurchase transaction. This happened at a repurchase price that is linked to the NAV, net asset value. Although some units holder may exit from the scheme wholly or partly, the scheme continues operation with the remaining investor. The scheme does not have any kind of time frame in which it is to be closed. The ongoing entry or exit of investors implies that the unit capital in an open-ended fund would keep changing on a regular basis. So this is the open-ended fund where investors have the choice to entry or exit at any time. The close-ended fund. Next is close-ended fund. It is opposite to open-ended fund. Have a fixed maturity. Investors can buy unit of close-ended schemes from the fund only during its NFO. When fund announces new fund offer, then only investors can exit or take the entry in that particular scheme. The fund makes arrangement for the units to be traded post NFO in stock exchanges. Means after NFO, fund makes some arrangement that the units can be transacted on the stock exchanges. This is done through listing of the scheme in a stock exchanges. Such a listing is compulsory for close-ended schemes. Therefore, after the NFO, investors who want to buy unit will have to find a seller for those unit in the stock exchanges. Similarly, investors who want to sell units will have to find a buyer for those unit in the stock exchanges. Since post NFO sale and purchase of unit happen to or from counterparty in the stock exchanges and not to or from the scheme, the unit capital of the scheme remains stable or fixed. It does not changes, only the investor changes. Since the post NFO means new fund offer, sell and purchase transactions happen on the stock exchanges between two different investors, that the fund is not involved in the transaction, only stock exchanges, the only two investors involved there. The transaction price is likely to be different from the NAV depending on the demand supply situation for the unit of the scheme on the stock exchanges. The transaction price could be higher or lower than the prevailing net asset value. So this is the close-ended fund. Now let us discuss interval funds. Interval fund have the features of both close-ended fund and open-ended fund. They are largely close-ended but become open-ended at specified intervals in the year. So there is intervals where investors can make entry and can exit. For example, an interval scheme might become open-ended between January 1st to 15 and July 1st to 15 each year. The benefit for investor is that, like in the benefit of investors is that, unlike in a purely closed-ended schemes, they are not completely dependent on the stock exchanges to be able to buy and sell units of the interval fund. However, between these intervals, the unit have to be compulsorily listed on stock exchanges to allow investors an exit route. So the interval fund have some time period where in that particular time period, in each year, investors can exit or take the entry in that particular scheme. The period when an interval scheme becomes open-ended are called transaction period. The period between the close of a transaction period and the opening of the next transaction period is called interval period. Minimum duration of transaction period is 2 days and minimum duration of interval period is 15 days. No redemption repurchase of unit is allowed except during the specified transaction period. So this is the interval fund. Next is actively managed fund. Actively management funds are where the fund manager have the choice or flexibility to choose investment portfolio, where to invest and what to where to put your the fund amount for better return. So fund have active role to manage this portfolio within the broad parameters of the investment objective of the scheme. For fund management chooses different type of investment. Since the increases the role of fund management, the expenses or the cost for running the fund is higher compared to passive fund. We are going to discuss passive fund. Investors expect actively management fund to perform better than the market. So here your fund have the separate fund manager who is expert of market and who actively manages the fund. Next is a passive fund. Passive fund means such schemes are also called index schemes. Means the portfolio is determined by the index itself. It is one-time investment. Just asset management company or mutual fund invest in particular sector and not changes it according to market. So the fund manager have a limited role uh, for deciding passive fund. So it is a passively managed fund, so the fund manager have to invest only one time. So the cost of passive fund is lower compared to actively managed fund, because in actively managed fund investment changes according to the market to take the benefit or advantages of changing market. But here one time investment is there in passively managed fund. Next type is exchange traded funds. Exchange traded funds, also popularly called it ETFs. It is also passive funds whose portfolio replicate an index or benchmark, such as an equity market index or commodity index. Means it is also passively managed fund, but it is exchange. It is sold on exchanges, so it is called exchange traded fund. Next is equity funds. Equity funds means equity funds invest in equity instruments issued by the companies. Means shares and the securities issued by these companies. The fund only invest in equity market only, in the share market only, so it is called equity funds. So risk is higher here, but the return is also can be higher if the proper expertise are there, or your fund is managed by an expert or some professional managers. So it is depend on that particular situation. So equity fund invest only in equity market. So again, next type is debt fund. Debt schemes are schemes with an objective of regular income generation. It is only invested in debt securities such as government securities like treasury bills, then bonds, debentures. So it is called debt fund. So debt funds are invested only debt market. Hybrid fund. Hybrid means, its name suggests that hybrid means the mixture of two funds. So in the hybrid fund, invest asset management company invest in different type of markets such as equity market, debt market, and combination of that. And last is solution oriented and other schemes. The solution oriented schemes means schemes with an investment objective that is directed towards a particular goal aimed in future, such as for example retirement plan. The solution or investment for children are called solution oriented schemes or like that. So this is another type of fund. So friend, that much is in this lecture. In the next lecture we are going to discuss different types of mutual funds, that is types of equity fund, types of debt schemes, and more detailed types of schemes or funds. So that much in this lecture. In the next lecture we are going to continue this previous types of mutual fund. So that much in this lecture. Write your name and roll number in the comment box, and if you have any questions, queries, you can send me text message, you can send me mail. and you can call also. I have given in the first slide my contact number and email ID. So thank you. See you in the next